exactly like what it says on the tin. There's the first one. Nice flick upwards and HS doing all the damage. What was that? Who's he going to take the shot on initially? Thomas, Max, all three, Schneider. Perfect, beautiful play.
Oh, here we go, Istris. I already know what's going to happen. W7M, why are you guys just getting so annihilated? Oh my god. Mirror running out of bullets, but he's still going to go for it. Oh my lord.
Zero up on the board. They, of course, start things off strong. They're used to starting these matches are very precisely, very strong, of course. And then Epsilon, obviously 1-0 up. You've got devoduvek and co. Not getting on the board just yet. But an easy hold for the 2-0. So Epsilon getting on the board quite nicely. Right out of the gates, they've got the two AK-47s in their hands. The two MAC-10s, 3 AKs, LDLC going with a little bit of a scrappy buy. You've got the you've got the UMP there, sorry, and then the scout on that CT side. Those scouts are really powerful. You can put bullets into your enemies, 70 HP a time, and that'll allow your teammates to work the magic around that. Surreal, instead finding the headshot, XMS trying to get aggressive into Palace, not gonna happen. And, of course, we're very used to seeing Epsilon over the last couple of weeks being, well, one of the stronger teams in the European scene, performing well internationally, all over the board, mostly in Europe, of course, where they reside, where they play their ESEA Mountain Dew League games and their other matches as well. Starting on that T side of Mirage can sometimes be a little bit tricky, but in a best of one, you have to be able to deal with whatever gets thrown at you. AKs close in and collapse on this defense. metHEND can't really connect either, and that's the USPS just being chased away. Sixer doesn't have enough health left to be able to deal with this one. Shumble King says the world or the earth is flat. That's what he says. I want to know his proof. Did he just find that out? Does he have? Is this a guy who has the evidence? Because if he is, he needs to post his findings in chat. I'm very interested as to see what's going on. By the way, guys, thank you for 10,000 followers. 10,000 hit yesterday on EFLGG's Twitch account. 10,000 followers on Twitch alone. That is pretty outstanding. And I'm sure that we'll hit that million views soon. Invite your friends. 3-0. And Epsilon about to close into this B-bomb site. First gun round, and LDLC has to hold up the line. The M4s in Molotov combination might be able to do so. metHEND instantly finds one, but it's actually the nades trading fire. The rotate's happened already. Let's see if the AKs can rip through. There's an opening headshot. Broky drops it. And it's, well, all successes from this T side as they make their entrance onto B. LDLC just can't defend and now have to run away with these rifles. They've not got anything left. Shumble King saw on the edge of Antarctica. I need the video. I need the videos showing the big drop-off. Three ACs, 3 AK-47s, and a fourth round on the board for Epsilon. A good start to the T side. And in these best of ones, you need every single round that you can get your hands on, especially opening up. It means you've got such a huge advantage going into the second half. If you go into the second half of a best of one, 12-3 up, there's an 85% chance that you're winning that game. If you just hold your breath, don't throw it away, concentrate for a couple of rounds, you'll more than likely take it. 4-0, Epsilon on that winning spree, winning streak right now. And the LDLC side need to get some rounds on the board. It's 6-0 with the AUG. And the flash is over the top. Molotov drops. And there are the nades also. Epsilon are doing a really good job at taking early map control there. Moving on to mid. Look at them just down to the water, the bottom of mid already. LDLC just can't contend or contest these positions. There's the nades on through, and it's not going to do too much damage. Spellen's, of course, down to 86, but I don't need to worry about anybody else. Full 0 on the board, and Epsilon. To push things through. There's the headshot. Of course, against the majority of pistols, it should be a tear-in attack for Epsilon. It is. They drop the AK. So nothing remaining, but the CZ75 jumps out and levels this back to a 2v2. They need the Molotov to force him out. Surreal does exactly that. And it's only Mathen remaining. There's the headshot. Needs the follow-up. Oh, there it is. Both then on the board for LDLC. 1-4. And they get fired up here in the 5th. Seven kills on the board for Surreal. 4 kills for a bunch of players. 4 players and 4 frags. I think the numbers are talking to us. Nice opening shot from Sixer. He does drop the competition. Rocky drops. We've been talking about some of these European teams on a more international scale recently, and in the context of the major, IM Katowice, and other major tournaments coming up, which include the likes of which a lot of these teams, you'd be interested to see how they fare against each other. Epsilon and LDLC are one of those combinations who always play in this online CSGO market, whereas teams like Astralis, top tier teams, don't play in it as much outside of EPL and ECS. They do thrive. It's next best to find another. Turns just in time to shoot up the second man. However, the AWPs and AKs rain in, and now they might have a chance. If they can nail a second headshot, Surreal's got it lined up and spots out the second man. Sixer has to fall back, has to recede. It's Surreal quite confidently taking his angles despite a lack of health. However, with 30 seconds left in Smoke's place, devoduvek is making his way up behind. There's the headshot, pretty much ends the round. Surreal can't do anything anymore without the support of that AWP. And yeah, he stood out in the open as well against a triangulation of defense. That should probably spray through these boxes. Doesn't want to expose his head. That's when you even up the engagement and give Surreal a chance. However, oh, there's an opening headshot. That's not what you want to happen. Sixer drops, but 4 seconds left. Surreal's out of time, my friend. It's back to the A-bomb site for him and a second round for LDLC. Is Logan Paul, aka Jake Paul? No, they're different people, man. They're different people. How'd you not know this? Look, I'm going to teach you the worlds of Jake and Logan Paul. I'm not. I don't really watch much of that content, to be honest. Pretty successful guys, though. A quick tactical timeout. I think probably from Epsilon. They're at the bottom of their stack of cash right now after going for that eco back in the 6th and now having money to buy in this 7th. LDLC now with obviously a buy of their own. The double AWP setup on CT side. Does XMS not have anything? What is that? Just a deagle? I am very confused about why you go for a buy like this and give away a second AWP when you're actually neglecting rifles. I don't prefer that. CSGO give everybody a chunk of change. Slightly confusing stuff for an LDLC side who have only just got rounds on the board. Epsilon now look to strike back in the 7th. They've taken mid once again. Short controlled by 2. And oh, there's the angle. Nicely placed up, but Keto, he can transfer the spray down onto the second man. However, 2 players on the LDLC B site. And it's an easy double. Short cleared. LDLC's defense is actually pretty strong here. I know that aim definitely isn't. Able to just cling on anyway in this one, despite a bunch of very missed plays from LDLC. They are actually able to take this third here. If they can survive this 2 versus 5, of course. But yeah, devoduvek missed a spray down. Twanu missed shots. This was a spectacular performance in a round. However, sometimes it's just enough to get you over the line. I think they'll hear this bomb from Broky, and yeah, devoduvek's going to try around. There's a spray down. Most important, means the B site is firmly under CT control. Steve shut Surreal out. The headshots from Hell, and the third round for LDLC. Cool, folks. 500 of you here to watch this match. That's pretty good considering there is a lot on the television right now. There's a lot going on. Lots and lots of matches. This is one of them. Of course, the round of 16 here for the DreamHack Masters. Or the DreamHack Masters. This is the open qualifier for it. Remember, $250,000 on the line for whoever can take that championship. That's a massive split. A massive amount of money to split. And both of these teams are looking to get on that tier 1 level, of course. Even if as a team they're not going to win one of these massive championships, these are great opportunities for all of these players to pop out, to jump out, to get their names on the radar, to get picked up by one of the teams who certainly will. Eagle shots like that won't hurt Broky's chances, will hurt LDLC's faces. It's Mosquito remaining, and he gets mowed down as well. So LDLC equalise 4-4, and they might make this best of 1 contentious. They might make it close. Let's see what Epsilon still have in their back pocket, though. They're only halfway through their T side, and I think they've got a little more in store. This is going to be one of their only set executes they've went for so far. A full nade buy. They've got 5 AKs and a pretty sturdy buy, all things considered. LDLC are going to have to hold this one up. It's no double orbs anymore, just a single. Twanu's got that one. And it is going to be all action, all aboard the A-bomb site. Only Twanu's over here, and he's hearing stuff. There's jumping. There are the nades as well. The rotate's already happening. Twanu instantly gets caught out. So a trade there, evenly placed. But LDLC still have more bodies on this site. There's another man. And METHEND's not even exposed and revealed his position. Messy sprayed out. And it means, oh, the follow-up headshot. He recovers. SPELLEN doesn't. He drops. And only crucial beside ramp. 1 versus 4. And I don't think this is possible. He's in a very exposed position. Has to maybe even save the AWP, but he's being chased away. LDLC clean them up. 5-4 here as the French take a 5-round streak. This means international since there are players from different countries? Certainly, man. So, obviously, LDLC are a majority French team. You could pretty much call them a French team. And Epsilon, a mix from all over Europe. That's why we've given them the European flag today. I don't even think 2 players origin from the same country. Mid taken, 3 from Epsilon. 1 minute 30 on the clock. And it's a 5 AK setup, all rifles, and all speed, all action from Epsilon. They've got to find some opening kills, though. They've been struggling. LDLC have been shutting them down on the entries, and it's mostly been with this AWP. Twanu's been picking and peeking in. He swung in for a couple of these faster frags, and especially by the B-bomb site, where the angles and choke points are a little tighter, LDLC have been really cutting down these attacks. However, Epsilon, they need to change their approach. I'd like to see them turtle down, stay together, stick in a unit, and try and find some entries. They're playing very individualistic Counter-Strike right now, and LDLC is probably going to be able to punish that. Just like this, SPELLEN gets caught through that smoke. Six is obviously watching it, and now all pressure on the B-bomb site. devoduvek has to hold up the line. He's the sole defender, and he's being sprayed away, but stays alive. Twan chips in, almost his follow-up headshot. Broky finally falls, and that's LDLC again. They're just so fast with those retakes and rotates. They're straight on the bomb site before Epsilon have even tapped the digits into that C4. There are 4 players onto B, and there's nothing Epsilon can do about that one. They've got to plant that bomb, and they've got to get it down early. I need to see some speed out of Epsilon here, and maybe getting aggressive on those choke points, aggressive on those smokes, to stop LDLC from going for such quick rotates. It's the headshot from metHEND to open up in this 11th. Eagles on 3. And Epsilon only have the buy from Rocky. Molotov's place smokes as well, but LDLC have 2 players here. This is still going to be a difficult breach. Flashes right over the top, but I don't think they're going to hit this pop. It's SPELLEN up first, and he needs the headshots. And oh, there it is! Almost 2 for 1 as XMS drops. Sixer should be counting his lucky stars. How's he still alive? That shot could have very easily went straight through, but the flank in place. Nobody over by Palace means metHEND can punish. And he's straight in behind. He found that frag earlier, so Epsilon do know that they're here. This is probably why they haven't made the switch onto the A bomb site yet. And they're utilising the position of Broky. This AK-47 can be a good wrench to screw this one open. However, metHEND is going to cause problems towards the back of Palace, and now LDLC knowing that the aggro is aggressively poised. I don't think Epsilon have very many places to hide. They need to get this bomb down, and there's nobody on short, so I'd suggest planting for there. However, they don't have the same information I do, so I don't know if they're going to necessarily see this. They are planting for Palace, and there's the headshot, important. That cuts away CT spawn. Now LDLC have to rely on this flank, but they know that it's coming into place, Epsilon. He finds the bomb planter, but not before that C4's actually planted. A fast flash, but Broky finds it. 2 for 1 now, as Twalnut needs both. Switches out to the M4, but can't hit the double spray down. It's Epsilon. Goes for the double peak. All picked up, and a 6-5 scoreline. What a shot. I love that angle because it's so effective. You find those shots, it's high risk, high reward. You can get nade stacks, you can get your face pounded by an opposing player. However, it didn't happen just there. Great stuff. 6-5, 4 AKs, and the AWP on Epsilon. Let's see if this AWP battle comes to fruition. I know that Crucial's already found a kill on the primary AWP on the LDLC side. That's Twano. He tried to go for that cross to connector to cover top and mid aggressively, and he couldn't find the jump. That's the risk for trying to go for that angle. You can't go through jungle because it just takes too long to get to connector. You'll get spotted by the AWP towards the top of mid. They're expecting that peak. So you have to go for the aggressive peak, and now, oh, Sixer might need to move right into this aggressive AWP. It's crucial to miss the second shot. That is important. And now the headshots need to be nailed. It's Epsilon. 2 versus 3 here. LDLC already with the peaks, already with the rotates, and it's only Sixer here. He was spotted earlier and tagged. So Epsilon should know where he is and be able to get this bomb down in cover. They plant away from CT spawn. And 6 up. He's all out of action. He's all out of everything, out of luck. Needs to rotate away, and this is going to be 6-6. So Epsilon, despite a couple of earlier fumbles, they do find themselves in an equal position. But the most important question is, what is going on in the Twitch chat? Let's find out. What does LDLC... You know, because I want to express how widespread this Epsilon team is. They're a fully European team, one of the few teams that can really claim to that. Oh, Spellen's actually got the information here. He's going to take this aggressive peek on the angle, running out of time. There's the AWP. That's very important. Look at the money. LDLC are crushed here. So not having that extra 5 grand into this 13th round is a really big deal. They should have had that. And it all comes down to the fact, I'm sorry to say, Sixer shouldn't have been as aggressively poised. He was swinging out in apps. There's only one reason why he got spotted, got found. There's no way that SPELLEN would have been as aggressive on that angle if he didn't know that Sixer was playing in there. So sometimes you better shut up, hide in the corner, because that is your best bet. Crucial watching down with the AWP. It's one of my favourite angles, in fact, because you can catch the jumping player towards apps, but apparently not one of Brocky's favourites. He gets his face nailed in and caved by devoduvek. So yeah, those little flags are for their the team country of origin. So Epsilon spread all over Europe. Now need to be spread all over this map against the pistols. Tolnu first to drop. Six is coming in from behind, and actually, Crucial loses the AWP. Now with the AK-47, SPELLEN has to even expose the bomb in the hope that that AWP doesn't get found. That's one fat way that you can lose the round. metHEND is coming in behind. Let's see how much work he can get done with the deagle, though. SPELLEN's almost waiting and watching for it. You saw his crosshair train towards ramp here. Oh, and hit away in the corner. SPELLEN knows. Great game sense there to maybe predict that metHEND was going to be playing in that corner. AK-47, the potential to save here. But LDLC are going to have enough money working into the next round, so they don't have to be too worried. They can save this one. And he's already being chased down. There's a spray, so SPELLEN doesn't survive in the end. However, 2 players from each team likely will. XMS. I don't know if he's trying to bait somebody back onto that bomb or just retrieve a weapon. He goes down towards CT squad and gets eliminated. So 6-7. A lot of death in round number 13. Seven to 6, Epsilon lead, our featured team for today. We've got Crucial and 4 lots of AKs, pretty much holding down the line. I like this from the Europeans. You've got 7 rounds on the board. It's a good map for you, and it's all really reliant on their CT side here. A couple of extra cherries on top towards the end of this half, perhaps. However, I'd be expecting maybe them to trade rounds. I don't think this is going to be like an overwhelmingly dominant first half. It doesn't have the potential to be. The furthest afield it can go right now is 9-6, where Epsilon can easily lose it. LDLC can easily come back. I do like the LDLC CT side. They do have a couple of plans in the mix. I think that flashbang might actually do them quite a bit of damage in this configuration. They might just trade evenly, and with Epsilon finding all the shots, LDLC just fall apart, and it's off the back of a couple of nicely placed flashbangs. Epsilon knew that the French defense was going to be getting aggressive. Clemenceau said that attack is the best defense, and Epsilon know it at least. And that is LDLC's defense ripped to shreds once again. The ramp push not paying off, and Epsilon, they find themselves 8-6 up. Nice scoreline as we go into halftime. Either 8-7 as close as it gets, or 9-6, a nice start for Epsilon. Look at their previous games. It is their CT side, which sometimes doesn't hold up. Sometimes it's their T side. It's a bit of a mixed bunch. However, in this series, I think anybody has either chance, either opportunity. I hope that we get the quarterfinals today, and maybe even the semis, but I've got a feeling, I've got an inkling, that the quarterfinals will be in best of 3, because it only makes sense with the timings that DreamHack have scheduled today. Otherwise, there's going to be a really long break in between the games. However, that schedule hasn't been released yet. We'll keep you up to date as the day develops. However, for the time being, it is the 4 AKs on Epsilon's side to buff up their half. There's a Molotov, which forces devoduvek out of position. He gets tagged, UMP up close, and oh, those flashes are going to work wonders. Epsilon just have all the information. I don't know if devoduvek gave away anything there. However, UMP from behind just chipping in slightly. Epsilon, they seem to be firing on all cylinders. It doesn't seem to be a tactical aptitude difference which is really running this. It's just shots like this. What a 3-piece from SPELLEN. All angles covered at the end of the half. Great stuff from them.
Can't get him off that thing. Up all night he is.
Stamina. Don't underestimate it.
Dedication! Ready, let's go! That's just what we need!
Just a quick couple of moments warm up before we go into the second half here. This is not live, so don't you worry about it. Of course, a halftime break is often important for teams to have a little bit of detox, a little bit of a chill. You can get your head back together, but that's normally if it's like a very strongly one-sided half. If you're 13-2 down, then you can really benefit off of having a good halftime break. You have a couple of words with your teammates, you settle the score, and then you go to work on the second half. That's usually what a team elects to do. Here, 9-6, I don't think any team is going to be feeling necessarily pressured. This is a very standard scoreline before we get into this second half here. Epsilon going to be holding on CT here. LDLC is T. I don't like it when they reset the scores because it means that we can't see how many frags they got. Remember, I'm going for 1 million views today. Let's hope. I'm going to cross my fingers. Everybody else at home, I hope you're crossing your fingers because we're looking for 1 million views here today on for GG. Invite your friends, invite your mum, invite your pets, your cat and dog, because we want to get up to that mill. It's Keto. Oh, what a shutdown from Epsilon. Look at those shots. Fast, precise play with all the pistols. And Epsilon just get it rolling into this second half. That momentum that they had built up earlier, it all seems very niche and like it doesn't really matter until something like that happens. A big performance there with the headshots. And yeah, it was just headshots here. LDLC's economy is in tatters. They just don't have anything left. And remember, this is single elimination, a one chance and you're out. Open qualifier for DreamHack Masters. This is the open qualifier. One strike and you're out. This isn't boxing. Or this isn't cricket. I should get my analogies correct if I'm going to go for them, but you know. Who's judging? The 11-6 here. Great conversion from Epsilon as well. Only losing one player. That's an SMG dropped. Or maybe it was a rifle. I feel like there was a rifle in window that Keto had held and they were trying to get to it there. So maybe a little late. So they only dropped one gun. That's important because now LDLC still don't have money. And the Epsilon side can really start to abuse this. They're likely going to have doubled the scoreline of the French attack here, and it looks like LDLC are going for a split approach. Players towards mid, and then over on A for the final frontier. I think that's another French term. I'm trying to get as many of them in as possible. Smokes over the top. 1:30 left. And the nades, oh, about to tag. LDLC take a lot of damage there. And Sixer, what can you do from behind? He has to be the difference maker here. Drops an M4. However, there are smokes placed Visuals cut off. He can't do anything and really run effective support. There's a 1 deke though. And XMS almost with an opportunity to get them back in this game. It's Sixer. Salvaged M4 and a bit of space and time. A minute left. Let's see if he can find the MP9, which is up close and personal, playing right into his hands. Broky is actually watching for Murder Hole. He's actually going for this flank here. There are the taps. AK can be retrieved from A. He's not going to pick it up. He's going to go for the M4 towards CT spawn and then keep the AUG on SPELLEN. So sometimes a lot of teams think that these AUGs are better than the AKs, folks. I don't know how I feel about it. However, Epsilon obviously do. They've got the priorities set. You obviously know what you're going to go for when you go into a professional matches, what your comfortabilities lie as. And, crucial. Trying to get aggro early on and going for those more aggressive peaks. There's the follow-up flick. Good damage. And now, where's LDLC's response? This is the gun round, the one that they've saved for. So Orps over on mid shouldn't be shutting down your whole round. There was no response there. LDLC didn't have the follow-up peak. I think that they've gone to sleep here in the second half. This is disappointing to say the least. They find themselves down in a 3 versus 5. Epsilon have the double AWP setup. This is a perfect setup to be utilizing against this triple attack. You've even got Surreal aggressive. He's got a perfect angle placed. I don't think LDLC is going to be able to burrow him out here. However, he zooms in. Not necessary. devoduvek catches him from up top. And now Epsilon know that the rotate needs to come through. Crucial. Let's see if he can hit some more shots. There's his third of the round. And a flick misses for number 4. However, the AUG is in place to finish off the last 2. Sweeping LDLC away into a 13-6 melt. Of course, these best of ones can sometimes be very quick, very one-sided. We cast a lot of best of ones, by the way, for the SEA Australian morning streams. They're always very exciting. So, these best of ones, you know, I think best of ones might even be my favorite to cast. Not being funny or anything, but like a lot of these games are just a lot more fun. You've got very fast-paced action, teams who don't really know each other, and if you've got back-to-back best of ones lined up, you get just much more action in. I know that it's a bit harder to prepare for because you have to be ready for like 8 games instead of like 3 best of 3s. So it's harder from this side. However, it's much more satisfying because you get just the fast, you get the punches in, you roll with it. Will be a 14-6 scoreline for Team Epsilon, the team that we followed through today. Our pre-show was actually based on one of our favourite Epsilon matches earlier in the ECS Pinnacle Cup. That was fun. But 14-6, it's all about DreamHack right now. It's all about Dallas. LDLC need a streak of 10 to win in regulation. This angle's very often compromised. The Molotov gets put in, but there is a smoke to follow, and Sixer instantly spots it. Crucial gets crushed. Just the 50-second mark being hit, and Epsilon now need to stop this LDLC team in their tracks if they want to take this home. Otherwise, we might see a testy match. Defense rings in from behind, so there's the AWP gone. Six has also got one in hand. A double AWP setup from LDLC. They must be getting desperate, but headshots within that desperation. It's XMS, Surreal. Drops someone, he spots out the second man. SPELLEN overexposes. And now a 4 versus 2. As Epsilon need to close back in. Great headshots from Quito as they do level the scoreline, level the playing field. Quito's very low and has to find the 4. But MetHEND and devoduvek have closed up a pair of angles. And Quito There's somebody on top. There's the first shot. devoduvek very low on health as well. And with a kit, he can try and force this final man out. Spots him. Needs to chase down this kill, however. There's the bomb being defused. Flash out. He needs to take it. He does. Gets on this board. Epsilon. Oh, he steals it away. What a clutch to find 15. They stop LDLC from finding that tricky 10. And now it's all overtime for LDLC. They need to find 9 in a row. What a clutch. That was a 1 versus 4. It might be SPELLEN at the top of the scoreboard with 25 and 10. However, Quito is definitely in second place. Only 16 frags, but they've been impact. Phenomenal stuff on the defense. And you love to see it. Epsilon now 1 away from this map. And at 15-6. It's XMS finding another. LDLC need 9 in a row to try and find this one. Quito drops. 3 versus 5 here. 2 versus 5 as LDLC finding more and more pickups. Rocky from behind, and I know it's the double AWP, so this might be one saving grace. Oh, I just want to see the 2 versus 5. I don't even mind who wins, but 2 versus 5s and 1 versus 4s always gets the blood pumping. It's broky obviously looking towards B. Just trying to keep this AWP alive, of course. You've got the other AWP as well from Crucial from behind. And let's see if LDLC can find the 9 in a row. 6 turns it. That's 1 gone. Now it's only Crucial. I think they know where he is. And he's quite close to this bomb site. So LDLC have the reinforcements in place to rid this server of that final AWP. And they are closing through. They're going to have about 5 seconds to find him. There's the easy shot. LDLC nail. And now they need 8. As I said, it was a testing 10 to make it to a win in regulation, but now they need an agonizing 8. Smokes over the top. And comebacks like this are always very difficult. And this is their life in this tournament. They're out. Epsilon still with chances to make it through to DreamHack Masters. And LDLC's road will be over. Single elimination is brutal like that. Especially at best of 1 stage. When you're playing against some of the best teams in the world. The top 30s. The guys who can take on anybody. Epsilon with a defense. Trying to hold it down here. They've not got much in the way of investment. However, these choke points are covered. And they're aggressively contesting ramp. There are 2 defenders here. And I know that Sixer might be sneaking his way into behind. However, he gets spotted as he fires off a couple of shots between Crucial's legs. He's able to sneak away, exposing his position. However, coming in for the flank on the B bomb site. And Sixer needs to spot it. There are the shots. Gets tagged up, but B drops. So should be another one on the board for LDLC. Of course it will be here. But Epsilon keeping alive quite a bit of, quite a bit of bang here. Look at that. The AWP, double SMGs. This isn't looking too bad. They've got a bit of investment in this next round. I'm not saying that I want broky to go for pistol armor or go for full investment here. I'd like to see the save and then go for another buy here in the 10th of the half. However, they've got a little chance in this one, and they might even just go for it. I don't know, Crucial. Everybody might get out the utility and feel like they've got a chance in this one, but that would be potentially throwing quite a bit away. So a little bit of investment from broky, but nobody going for anything, and that's going to give Epsilon back-to-back chances instead of just putting all their eggs in one basket in this one. I think having a half buy here and then a full buy next round, as opposed to having a screwed up buy and then somewhat of a force or an eco in the next, is definitely adding to their chances. SPELLEN's up close and personal though. That shot angle actually quite aggressively poised, and now the push is about to come through. Another headshot hit, and Sixer finds another. Level pegging. Crucial needs to find some more though. As Sixer's very low, other two on full HP. A minute 20 left, and plenty of time. devoduvek wants to take the face off another. It's broky just out in the open, but no, that's when he gets taken out. The final two men. Nades into both men's positions. Actually forces Keto away. So with a minute in the remainder, that's actually the push over. devoduvek instantly finds it. There's the AWP raining through. Not quite an equalizer. 1 versus 2, and there's the headshot. devoduvek just wants to take the instant trade, the instant duel. Ballsy to do it, 15-8. However, he closes score up once again. 15-9. Oh, there's the instant find. I like that from Epsilon. Putting that AWP like fairly aggressively placed to go for the opening pick. So when LDLC go for a peek on their own, which we know these European teams love to do, he gets instantly found. That might be one of the final nails in the coffin. Remember, Epsilon only need one more to take this best of 3, best of 1 home. Around the short matches, SPELLEN takes away another frag, well, another shot towards the top of mid. However, they have to challenge this sole B defense. Broky's holding here on his lonesome, and he's only got an MP9 to do it with, so has to call the rotation quickly. That is SPELLEN already on the wrap. So as they make their way in, you've got this double-pronged defense, and SPELLEN instantly hits it. There's the secondary shot. Broky stays alive, and he can hide within this smoke, slither away. His LDLC need to make the play. He's right down below, and here comes the MP9 for the final kill. Easy stuff for Epsilon as they take map 1 home here for the open qualifiers. What a performance just then. They didn't look contested whatsoever in this matchup. A 16-10 there. LDLC just about making double digits, and a completely done deal. That's Epsilon. They make their way through to the quarterfinals, and these other games should be getting underway. You've got, of course, lots of prime matches here today. I think that we might even just jump straight into another one because, you know, a lot of these games, this is an open qualifier. So you've got opportunities to see what many of these teams are actually made of.